What's up, guys? So I just moved into a new house and I've hung absolutely no artwork. And so I apologize for you having to look at the most boring backdrop imaginable. I did toss a plant back there for you guys in the windowsill, but I just haven't got around to decorating at all. But I doubt that's really the main reason you're watching this, and some of you are listening on the podcast anyways, so on with it. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that's near and dear to my heart in this online education space, and why you should hang on and listen today is I'm going to address a couple of things. Like, one is a lot of people in this coaching space have confidence issues, meaning they're like, I want to do this. I want to be a coach and an educator, but I don't really have like the confidence to ask people for money, and to go out there and charge for my services. And I kind of tighten up at the end of a sales call and my voice gets really high and I almost just, run my prospects off. I have totally done all of that too. And there is a reason why people struggle with confidence issues in this online coaching space. And it's really linked to a much deeper and more serious issue, because the person is, you as the coach with confidence issues, you might not get a client. That is not the worst thing that is at stake here. And I'll explain what I mean. So the one thing that's going on in the online education industry is there is a lot of people inflating their promises about what they can actually deliver. In fact, I had the pleasure of being on a coaching call with Steve Chandler. He's a legendary coach and he's the author of The Prosperous Coach. He says on the call that there's no other industry like coaching that overinflates the marketing promise more than this one. And he gave some examples, like if you hire an accountant, they just say, I will do your taxes for you. And, if you hire a personal trainer, they're like, I will come to the gym and work out with you. And yet for some reason in this industry, people online are saying, I will 10x your income and your relationships, and I'll overhaul your mindset, and we will do all this stuff. And it's a bunch of bull, honestly. And they can't usually do all those things. And the more the promise is ridiculous or inflated, the less likely the person is to be able to deliver an outcome. And there's another kind of warning sign, is if their promise is not specific, like I will make you your next $10,000 as a coach or something, then they might not have, they don't know much about marketing, but they may not be confident enough to really commit themselves to promising you a specific outcome. Like if a personal trainer knows that they could help somebody lose 10 pounds and they're 100% confident in it, then they could sort of plant their flag and say, I guarantee you will lose 10 pounds working with me, or I will give you your money back. And it's really specific, it's really clear, and they're not promising that they're going to transform your entire body in 30 days and all this stuff. So, and how that links back to confidence issues, if you've ever had that kind of getting into this industry, what can cause that is essentially just comparing yourselves to other people and looking at what the gurus are offering and just thinking, well, man, for me, for example, some of the coaches and programs I've joined, they make 7 figures per month, helping clients, like me, helping coaches. And, and I help clients too. I mean, coaches as well. I help coaches and so do the gurus, right? And so I could look at them and be like, man, they're helping people like do everything. They're helping people, with the whole process from starting their business to growing organic to doing paid ads to like scaling, hiring teams. It's like, maybe I should promise all those things too, so that I can compete with them. But if I were to do that, I would be lying, because I cannot help with all those things, at least not as good as they could, right? And I'm willing to totally admit that. Where I identified my superpower, so to speak, is really in helping coaches and experts go from just, struggling at the beginning, where you're like, I can't pick my niche and I don't know what to say and I don't know what my program is, and I'm trying all these things and I'm drinking from the fire hose of all these different gurus. I can help take a person from that phase to getting their first few paid coaching clients by really nailing their niche, nailing their offer, putting their program together, and making those first few initial sales. And I think I can do that phase better than the gurus, because I've been through their programs, and it's literally just like, fill out this worksheet. All right, cool. Now run your ads. And like, there's way more than the worksheet that needs to be filled out, because when you're in this education business, like in a lot of ways, you are the message, you are the brand. And so there's this process of internal self-discovery that has to take place in order to properly brand yourself, in order to properly determine who would be your ideal client, what would be your ideal niche, what are the outcomes that you can specifically deliver on authentically. And then how can we package that up and put it together into an offer that the market wants to buy, and a program that gets the results for people. And that piece of the puzzle is where I have planted my flag. And that is what I know that I can deliver on. So much that I offer my clients a guarantee that they can work with me until they recoup their investment by getting their own clients. The only reason I can do that, and I can offer like a guarantee like that, and I can sit here and tell you, like I will at the end of this video, to email me to set up a call to see if we'd be a good fit to work with together. And then if I think we're a good fit, to make you an offer and propose that you pay me thousands of dollars, right? The only reason why I can do that authentically is because what I am promising to give you is something that I can do. All right. It's like I can do it as predictably as I can tie my shoes. Now, it definitely takes longer and it's more complex, but I know that's the part of the process that I can do really, really well. And you have something like that for you too. And so if you look at your broad market, we're all in the wealth, health, or relationships markets, whether or not we will admit it or whether or not we enjoy talking about marketing. A lot of coaches don't like the process of getting clients. They just want to coach clients. And I get that too. I wish clients would just come knock down the door with me doing nothing to get them, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. Anyways, if you're in the business of helping people generate wealth, and then you look at what your vehicle is, like I used to coach people on how to invest in real estate because that's my background. And then if you look at one step further removed from that, like what I did is help people buy rental properties, which is a niche of real estate, another sub niche. But let's say I couldn't authentically do that, which I could because I've bought dozens of them myself. But let's say I couldn't, because I had a client one time that wanted to coach real estate, but he couldn't authentically tell people he could help them buy properties because he hadn't done it yet. So what you can do there, and what I had him do, was break down, well, what are all the steps it takes to purchase a rental property? And we listed out like pick a market, build a team, find the money, analyze the deal, manage the contractors and all that. And pick a market was the piece that he felt really confident in, that he'd actually done a couple times himself. He was an engineer, really good with data. So we honed in on that one thing as his program. His whole program was one critical step towards buying that first rental property. And I would say his program on picking a market is definitely better than a lot of the programs that have the big broad promise of like, I'll help you flip houses and buy houses and da-da-da-da. Like, they're promising so much that they end up skipping over critical decisions to build that properly. And so think about that for you, okay? If you wish you could help small business owners grow to $10,000 a month, that's what you've been trying to promise to people. But you're like, I don't really even make that much myself, so how am I saying I could do that for other people? Then let's say, well, what are all the steps that it takes to get to 10 grand a month? And actually list those out, right? And it depends on your client and their starting point. Like, do they have the business right now? You need to know that, by the way. Like, are you going after people who don't have a business at all and you want to get them to 10,000, or people that started the business but they're struggling with marketing and sales and you want to get them to 10,000? It is two very different messages, right? So understanding your avatar's starting point is really critical. But let's say your avatar was the one who was already in business but struggling, and they're making, $2 grand a month and they want to get to 10. And that there's like 4 key parts of getting from 2 to 10 grand a month. And one of them, let's say, is putting together a damn good offer. An offer that's irresistible, low risk, flies off the shelf. And that's what you decide to plant your flag on. I help small business owners who are currently making less than $2,000 a month scale to $10,000 per month just by creating a really, really good offer that they can sell with ease. And you might, now that I'm saying that, you may not want to promise the 10 grand if it's not something you've already done for people. But let's say you've worked with a few clients and you did get them to $5,000 per month. Well, then you could say, I help small business owners grow their income to $5,000 a month by building them an irresistible offer they can sell with ease. And so then now you've carved out your niche in the space. You're not helping people with everything it takes to get to $5,000 a month, but you're helping them with the offer part. And then it's like a different resonance almost, like when you turn the camera on and you go live on Facebook and you're talking about what you do and you geek out because like the offer is your thing and like you can help people with it. You just wish people would comment on your post or DM you or schedule a sales call with you because you're like, dude, I can do that. That's the part I can do. Well, I encourage you to run with that. This industry is way overblown with people who are overpromising and can't really deliver on their promises. And so you really have got to determine, what can I deliver on to my clients 100% of the time? What am I absolutely certain about? Steve Chandler told us to only speak to that which you are certain. And he writes that in his book too. And that is the best advice I could give you. It's just very grounding. It's like we're talking about reality and being honest and treating people like human beings. You remember earlier I said that the biggest implication is not your business screwing up if you overpromise on what you can deliver. The biggest risk is the clients whose money you take, who you don't get the outcome for, because those are real people who have aspirations. They want to be healthier, wealthier, happier, better relationships. And they have families and children and parents and people that love them and depend on them and care about them. And you should never take money from someone like if you can't help them. You should treat them the same way you would treat your own family member. And that's this tendency to overpromise. It's not going to even be around for much longer because this industry is so young and it's not regulated yet, but it will become regulated eventually. And somehow, I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to separate out those who can deliver and those who are here trying to make a quick paycheck. So I know which one you want to be. And today, I hope this episode has helped you to get grounded and to just reconnect with what is the piece of the puzzle, no matter how small, that I just know I can do. I mean, it could be something, I know this sounds like small, but it could be setting up someone's initial funnel or like building their website or launching their blog for them. You can start with that. I have this one, I mean, yes, it won't make you as much money, right? Because people are not going to pay as much for you to set their website up as they would for you to get them to $10,000 a month. But you can deliver it. And so you can, with certainty, just get online and be like, dude, message me. I'll do this for you. I mean, it's like, and then you could add on things from there. That's how a lot of people got started. A lot of the gurus that I know, they started out just doing some copywriting for a few clients because it was like the one thing they knew how to do. And then they scaled from there, authentically alongside what they could actually deliver on. You do that, confidence issues will fall away. It will be much easier to get clients because people are great BS detectors and they can tell if you're telling the truth or not. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. And if you want some help determining your authentic offer, what is it that you can really deliver on, along with your ideal client, and then creating the offer, the program, getting you your first few paid coaching clients, send me an email, brian@brianelwood.net, and let's have a chat to see if my program called Nail Your Niche would be a great fit for you or not. You work together with me one-on-one for 10 weeks, and we take you all the way to getting your first paid clients. And I continue to work with my clients until they get the money that they've paid me back from their own clients. So there's a guarantee built in my offer. Obviously, you have to do what I ask of you. You have to do the work in order to continue to get on calls with me. You have to be taking the action steps, but you will get your first clients. And this business does not have to be as hard as people make it out to be. So email me if you want to have a chat to see if that'd be a good fit for you. Brian@brianelwood.net. And here is to your success. I will see you guys soon.